It was 5:42 a.m. when Daniel Brooks stumbled into Gate 17, holding a paper cup of coffee in one hand and his 6-year-old daughter, Emma, in the other. Her pink backpack bounced with every sleepy step, a stuffed rabbit peeking out from the zipper. The airport buzzed with business travelers and vacationers, none of whom seemed to notice the weary single dad trying to keep his world together with one arm and a smile. "Come on, sweetheart," he murmured, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Almost there," Emma yawned, clinging tighter. "Daddy, why is everyone looking at us?" He glanced up. A few people were staring, some smiling, some whispering. Daniel had learned to recognize the look. The one that said, "Poor guy. Probably can't handle it without mom." He smiled anyway, "Because you're the prettiest girl in the airport." They reached the check-in counter, and Daniel dug through his pockets for IDs, boarding passes, snacks, wipes, everything except the calm he desperately needed. "Sir, your bag's overweight. It'll be an extra $75. Daniel's heart sank. He had $68 in his wallet. He'd already stretched everything thin just to afford this trip, the first chance Emma would get to meet her grandparents since her mom passed away 2 years ago. He exhaled slowly. "Is there any way we can make it work? Maybe take some things out?" "You can try." So, right there at the counter, Daniel sat on the cold tile floor, opening the suitcase. Out came small clothes, a doll, a folded drawing of Daddy and Mommy in heaven, and a few of his own shirts he knew he could live without. People passed by. Some stared. A couple chuckled. A businessman in a suit whispered to his coworker, "What kind of man can't afford a baggage fee?" Daniel heard it. He didn't say a word. Emma sat beside him, tracing the rabbit's ear. "It's okay, Daddy. We can leave my doll if you need to." He looked at her, the kind of look that breaks and mends you all at once. "No, baby, we're not leaving anyone behind." By the time they got through security, Daniel felt wrung out. He'd smiled through the clerk's sighs, the strangers' glances, the pity. What he didn't notice was a member of the flight crew, Captain Owens, watching from a few feet away. An hour later, they boarded. Daniel carried Emma to their seats near the back. As the plane filled, he tried helping her buckle in, but her seatbelt jammed. His fingers fumbled. A man in the next row rolled his eyes. "Need help there, buddy?" he said with a smirk that wasn't friendly. Daniel forced a laugh. "Guess I'm not great at the mom stuff." That got a few chuckles from nearby passengers. Someone muttered, "Should have stayed home." Daniel looked out the window, willing the burn in his eyes to fade. He didn't cry. Not here. Not in front of Emma. Halfway through the flight, as Emma slept against his arm, a flight attendant approached. She smiled warmly. "Mr. Brooks." "Yes. The captain would like a word with you." Confused, Daniel followed her to the front. The passengers watched him go, whispers rippling down the aisle. When he reached the cockpit door, Captain Owens was waiting. "You're Daniel Brooks?" the captain asked. "Yes, sir. You served with the 82nd Airborne, didn't you?" Daniel froze. "How did you?" "Your duffel," Owens said, gesturing to the patched-up military bag Daniel carried. "Same unit as me, 15 years apart." Daniel blinked, speechless. "I saw you at check-in," Owens said. "You handled that whole mess with grace most people wouldn't have. I just wanted to shake your hand and say, thank you. For your service then, and for the father you are now." Before Daniel could reply, the captain turned toward the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have a very special passenger aboard today. Sergeant Daniel Brooks, retired, U.S. Army, traveling with his daughter." A collective hush fell over the cabin. He might not have asked for recognition, but we see him. And we honor him. And then, in perfect sync, the flight attendants lined up in the aisle, saluting. One by one, passengers rose to their feet. Even the man who'd laughed earlier stood awkwardly, guilt flashing across his face. "Thank you for your service, sir," the crew said together. Daniel's throat tightened. He tried to speak but could only manage a nod. When he turned, Emma was standing in the aisle, sleepy-eyed but smiling proudly. "Daddy, they called you sir," she whispered. "Like in the movies." He knelt down, pulling her close. "Yeah, sweetheart, but you know what? I think they were really talking to us." When the plane landed, the same businessman from before stopped Daniel near the gate. He looked uneasy, almost embarrassed. "Hey," he said, I shouldn't have judged you back there. You're doing a good job, man. Better than most of us." Daniel smiled softly. "Thanks. We're all just trying our best, right?" The man nodded, and for the first time, Daniel felt seen, not pitied, not mocked, but understood. As they walked toward baggage claim, Emma reached up and squeezed his hand. "Daddy." "Yeah, baby, I think Mommy would be proud." He swallowed hard, blinking fast. "I think so too." That night, in a quiet motel room 2 states away, Daniel opened his suitcase. Inside, right on top, was his duffel bag, and a small envelope with the airline's logo. He opened it. Inside was a handwritten note. "For your service, your strength, and your heart. Baggage fee refunded. With respect, Flight Crew 228. And tucked beneath it, $75 cash. Daniel sat for a long moment, staring at the note, then at his daughter sleeping peacefully beside him. For the first time in years, his chest felt lighter. Sometimes, the world laughs before it understands. Sometimes, kindness comes back when you least expect it. And sometimes, all it takes to be called sir, is to keep showing up, with love. Respect doesn't come from titles, wealth, or status. It comes from how we carry our struggles, and how we choose to love, even when no one's watching.